Great, good. All right, so, all right, we're recording. All I did was just click a button, so we'll have to watch the timing of everything so we don't go past 40 minutes. I was just telling Grace that she gave me a tip a couple days ago that this is a free account. I didn't use Penn State. I just signed up for Zoom with my Gmail account. But the thing is, you can only record for 40 minutes, and you can't record to the cloud. You can only record to your computer. But I would rather record to my computer because then I've got it. It's like the problem that we had with these Adobe Connect. I found out all our videos went away. I had about 200 or 300 videos of classes that go all the way back almost 10 years that were sitting on a server or wherever at Great Valley. And they decided to start cleaning up, and so they just erased everything, and they're all gone now. And it was in the cloud, and I didn't even know I was still on Great Valley's account, but they're gone. This way, I'll chew up a lot of my disk space, but at least I've got control of them, and I can do whatever I want to with it. What I'm going to do with this one probably is upload it to YouTube, and then share the YouTube link for everyone. So that's how I'll manage this, is probably through my channel on YouTube. So how's it going? I was just commenting that I think the class is going really well. We got over that big hard, what was it, week 4 or whatever, and we had all those discussions running at the same time. And then it's starting to smooth out now and giving you time to play and everything. And the last 2 discussions have just been so good. I just can't even spit out all of the ideas that are coming out of there. Yeah, it's a nice, diverse group. I'm enjoying the dynamics of the teachers interacting with the corporate and with the Corpus Coast Guard and interacting with the instructional designers here on campus. It really is an interesting, diverse group that have a lot of ideas. Oh, and I wanted to thank Grace too. She's one of our Canvas gurus, so she'll be able to give us tips in Canvas. I know so little about Canvas. I'm just learning about it myself. So it's really interesting on that screen. I can see on this screen we're all 4, but on that screen, for some reason, Deanna's the big one. Oh, you know what? I bet this one's probably on grid rather than it's on grid rather than gallery. Here, let me switch. Yeah, there. That eased it up. Well, okay. So, do you have any questions? I don't have anything specific to talk about. It's just things are going well, and I like to get FaceTime. And of course, this is about trying Zoom for the first time, and I'm really scared actually because I haven't used it before except for just talking to someone in an interview or talking to a friend, but I've never tried it with a class where we can have lots of people in here. But Grace, you've used it a lot, right, for your work, you said on Yammer.
Oh yeah, we use it almost every single day.
Wow. It's becoming email. Deanna, have you used it before, Zoom?
I've only used it for class before.
Okay, yeah. Well, I decided not to use Penn State's version because whenever you graduate, you won't have access to it anymore. So that's why I thought, well, let's just go ahead if it's free and get a free account. And I can easily get a Penn State account because I'm Penn State. But it's like, no, let's try to use things that you will get to keep after the course is over. So that's sort of why I use Google Docs too. Is you don't need to have a Penn State account to have access to it. And of course, it gets me in trouble. Penn State doesn't like us using Google Docs and stuff, but that's the nature of this course. So what else? Things are going well. What questions can I ask? Can I answer for you guys? If anything.
Could you tell us a little bit about the final projects that you have in mind that you want us to do?
Yes. Well, there's 2 parts to it. The first part is you have to commit to what you're going to do. And I don't have the schedule in front of me, but it's after spring break sometime. And it's one of those things where you just write a paragraph and get 5 points for it. In other words, it's a milestone that I'm going to give credit for, but it's a way of making it worth something so people will do it and I can track. And the reason I do that is it sort of forces you to start thinking about what you're going to do and make a commitment. Now, what is the actual project itself? I don't have high expectations of it. I see it as an absorb, do, connect, that you've got some content that you get across in some fashion. Writing, a video, a YouTube video, a TEDx talk, a whatever it is, however you get the absorb part of it out there, and then some sort of do thing, whatever it is, whether it's replying in a Google Doc or building something or doing something, and probably some sort of assessment. But the assessment could be some sort of a test, but not necessarily. It could be the actual do activity could be assessed too. And then probably some sort of connect, how does it connect to the world? How can it take it away? Just pretty much what we're doing. And I don't see the lesson being more than like 30 minutes. Remember, we're all going to peer review 4 of other people. And so if you give somebody a 5-hour lesson to review, you're going to kill them, okay? So the idea that I have is you can design 10 hours of instruction 10 minutes at a time, So if you have a 10 or 20 minute lesson, if you show us you can do that, then you can make 10 of those and you'll have 100, minutes of instruction sort of thing. So it's a sampler. And what all that does is it forces you to get into Canvas and do things, try HTML, try embedding it into video, try reading, a 5-question pretest or something like that, just for the sake of putting the bits in there. It says my internet's unstable. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's it. So this is not to be a killer end all and be all. The full intent of the final project is to let you think about all this stuff we've been talking about, all the wonderful kinds of questions people have been asking in the groups and things, and just sort of synthesize it together to force you to make something relatively small and compact that others can go look at. If it's real, you actually have learners that could use it for something, that's so much the better. You can make it bigger than if you want to. But, if you're just doing it as sort of a practice exercise, then that's okay too. So did that answer your question, Grace?
Okay.
Have fun. Don't make it a big awful thing. It's it's a chance to play with stuff and try things out within this close community that we have to get advice. If you try something and it doesn't work, well, it's okay. You'll get feedback from 4 peers that say, well, why don't you try it this way next time? Sometimes we learn more when we fail, as long as it's in a safe environment that we fail, and how we can improve then. There's just no killer activities in this course. There are 2-page papers where you try to put an arm, or, grab around what you know so far about this thing and just think. It's more about it's more about what goes on inside your head than it is the 2-page paper on all of these. And that's sort of, let's think about the CMS paper is about where we are now. The Blue Sky paper is about where do you wish it would go. The final project is about trying to put it all together, synthesize it all one last time and think about it. And you may not have a final project that's fabulous, but it's good enough, and it may be you need to learn more, or some of you came in with a lot of skills already, so you're fine. You may find out you want to learn a lot of HTML, so you can do all kinds of stuff inside of the source pages and things. All these OERs that we've been collecting, all the resources, a lot of these are going to be able to be used. Like, for instance, I think it was Megan said, how did I do the GIF animation? Well, it was pretty straightforward. I used one of the tools that was in the OER. It was the animationmaker.me or one of those. And so what I did was I made 4 PowerPoint slides, got them just the way I wanted them. I saved each one as a GIF. I opened up the software that's free, it's just on the web, and I loaded up the 4 GIFs, and then it's got a little control panel that you control the timing. So I said how much time I wanted for each slide, and then I said download it, and so it sends me 1 GIF back that has all 4 of them with the timing, and after that I got it in. And so I created a little animation out of it. It's little stuff like that, and there are so many fabulous tools out there that people could use, like that one you were just showing me. I can't think of the name of it right now. About you put it on Yammer about the you can do mind maps. It's a whiteboard basically. Well, you could probably get an embed code for it, put it into a Canvas screen, and that's the activity. Is they read or see something, and then they go into the whiteboard and do something that others could add to, or something like that. It's like we're trying to integrate these external tools into Canvas as much as possible. I have one that I saw the other day that said you can put Google Docs and spreadsheet. I think it's just Google Docs into Canvas pages too, because you can go into Google Docs and grab an embed code and put it in. Since it's HTML, you can put it into a page. So I haven't tried that, but that sort of makes it into a living document then. So
Yeah, yeah. I just did one, embedded one Google Doc into Canvas. Just type it's a bracket, iframe, and then the URL, and then close that iframe.
what were you using it for? Who's going to use it?
LDT 467.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I can put that code there too for everybody, because in my module in that sandbox, I put in all different interactive content codes for everybody. So just grab the codes, put in whatever you want to put in, and it becomes a button or accordions and tabs and all
Right,
that.
those are cool, where you can pop them up and down, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool, good. And so, everybody's going to go different distances with what they're able to do in Canvas based on what they're coming into the course with. We're all going to be at different levels. We're all going to leave. The only key is everybody try to get another level above where you are right now with using it. The same with me. And it's like, I'm learning more and more about Canvas. One thing I know is I hate the Canvas gradebook. There's got to be a better way, but I guess it's just, maybe I would be better trying to do it in Excel and uploading it or something. I don't know, but maybe I'm just not familiar with it. All software is like that. I didn't like the Angel gradebook either, but after a while, you just get used to it. So that's it. It's like, it's unfamiliar. So that's why I don't like it. Once I played with it enough times, then it'll be automatic and I'll just say, oh, that's the way you do it. So that's my best advice to everybody. Just play with it. Get out there and play with it. And, if you know that you're going to be using a different, if you're using a different one in the Coast Guard, you're going to need time to play with the one that you're actually going to be using in your professional setting. So you have to figure out whether you want to work in a sandbox in Canvas or, learn how to use your own tool if you have access to it already. Coast Guard may be using Moodle, I don't know, or you may have your own proprietary system, but.
Yeah, I don't have access to it outside of the Coast Guard computer system.
Right. Oh, I got you. You got to be like on base or whatever. Well, go ahead and just work in Canvas, because the idea is that they don't all have a one-to-one functionality, but most of them have the same sorts of features. And so, like for instance, we're taking advantage this week. There's an activity called 53 Ways to Check for Understanding. And what it is, it's a document that talks about 53 short ways that you can use to check for understanding in a face-to-face classroom. So the idea is you read them and say, here's one that looks interesting to me. And then you think about, how could I do that online? And pick one that makes sense. And then you don't actually do it. What you do is you tell us you tell us which one it is, and you would tell us how you would implement it online. Or if you've done it already online, you tell us how you did implement it online, about 2 or 3 minutes. Here's what it is, here's how we do it. And the way we used to do this activity was we record a video using Google Hangouts, which allowed you to record straight to YouTube, the 2-minute thing. And then you would simply grab the embed code out of YouTube and you would paste it into Disqus. Disqus is it's a piece of software that's free that you register for, and a lot of news organizations use it. And so if you learn how to use, if you get a Disqus account and learn how to use it, it lets you have more functionality than just, like if you want to comment to a news story, sometimes it may say log in. Well, if you've already got a Disqus account, you can just get in there. But if you have a Disqus account, you can do more than that. You can embed YouTube videos and things. So it was to teach you how to do YouTube and how to do Disqus. But the key thing here is that Canvas has a video feature built into discussion. And a lot of people don't even know about it because it's just a tiny little icon on the window. So I got rid of all that, and I'm going to put that in the sandbox. It's 2 different things that people can do for fun. But what we're going to do is we're going to do the 53 ways as a 2-minute video inside a Canvas discussion by clicking the video upload. And that way you can practice, just like you did with VoiceOver. Remember when you were doing your 2-minute Who I Am video, you had to keep recording it because you were awful, and you get better and better, and finally you got one you like and you save it. It's like that with this, you think, what am I going to say? And then you record it, you don't like it. You can either start over and just keep going until you get the 2 or 3 minutes that you want and you post it. So what it does is it gives you gets you to think about the 53 ways, converting them to online. It gets you to learn how to use the video discussion feature, but also then we can have a meta level discussion about what's it like when the discussion is all video as opposed to what we're used to in Canvas, which is typing things in the discussion. And we'll see whether we like that or not. You know, it's what if we entered a generation in a few years when kids can't write anymore. You know, all they do is video chat. So, you know, what would that be like? I think I would hate it. I'm a dinosaur, though. It's like, you know, kids may want to do video chat, you know, so I don't know. It'd be awful if, you know, kids just forgot how to write. And, you know, and one of my nephews is just, he never liked reading. I don't know if he had dyslexia or something, but he didn't like reading and he barely got through school, the minimum amount of work. And now then he's a helicopter mechanic down in the Gulf working for one of the oil companies. He's got a really nice job, you know, 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. So it's crazy and then relaxing, and it's a great job. He's making good money, but, you know, and he knows how to read those manuals and stuff. But he's like, I think, you know, for me, he's sort of a harbinger of what we're going to see with the kids. Anyway, I'm just on my soapbox, so I'll shut up. So what else can I tell you? You know, the course should really be easing off now. This is more about playing in the sandbox and the occasional discussion. And see what else. There are some papers. You know, there's a lot of the papers to do at the end. So I'll keep reminding you about that. If you wanted to go ahead and start writing your Blue Sky paper, you know, any of those that you can knock out, that would be good. See what's left. There's the social network paper. You can't really write it until the end because you got to have some time in your network seeing what they're doing, you know, before you got that. So that's always going to be towards the end. But Blue Sky, you could knock that out over the, you know, spring break, or if you wanted to, and you're done with it. Don't have to think about it anymore. You can start working on your final project. But again, don't make a big deal of it. It's, you know, we want to keep it small and simple. There's just not a whole lot left. I mean, you could take spring break off if you want to completely and not do anything, and that would be okay. You know, we're good. It's good. Any other questions I can answer, or anything that for anybody else that's not here? I wonder. Oh, here's the chat. Let's see if anything on the chat here. Video scribe. Okay, yeah, that's from Megan.
Are there any requirements for the CMS hands-on lab this week, or are we just messing around in the sandbox?
Just messing around. Create a module and that's pretty much just create a module and start looking at what you can add to it. And you can always delete them later. So it's just like get comfortable with adding modules and then adding stuff underneath there. You know, I think each week it suggests something like, you know, this week add a video, next week add an assessment and things like that. But usually what happens is if you ever get a length of time to sit down, you just start trying everything. You know, it's like, you know, by the time it says, oh, God, now put a quiz in, you've already put a quiz in a week before, because it's just like, well, if I'm going to sit here for a couple of hours or an hour or two, I might as well just try everything I possibly can, add stuff, delete stuff, and so on. Grace, is there anything that jumps out that, you know, would be fun for them to start with? I don't know, you know, it's just like,
yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, I was asking for Deanna and Ashley and Megan, right? Was that Megan? No, probably not. Asking them if they're willing to help with the Canvas Day.
Oh, yeah, cool.
March 17th. And I'm presenting 4 sessions. Each session, I could use some help. So I don't know if anyone, undergrads, other grad students, not from our classes, if they want to know more about Canvas, and then I'll be more than happy to show them how Canvas work and all that. So.
You know, if they help you with the presentation, you'll train them on whatever the thing is that they're going to help you with.
Exactly. My goal was for faculty member to come in after an hour and a half. They can happily walk away with a course that they can use to teach for the coming semester.
Right, like you're going to have just enough of it that you can then expand that out however you want to. Then.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that's just my my hope that I could get some help. That's it. Yeah. Well, there is a wonderful feature called Share Screen for Zoom. It's on the bottom, and I am going to share my screen with you.
Well, I see it.
So this is the screen that you're going to see. So whenever you create something and then you want to see what students see, here is the setting that you want to click in. And from that, you can see student view. And then from that, you get this pink box. So this is what students see actually. And then they see everything here in the module. And these are what they can see. So you can, if you don't want students to see your, while you're still making your lessons and you don't want anyone else to see, you can just lock it. However, everyone in the sandbox.
Where was that button that said show student view? I didn't see where you clicked.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to leave student view.
Okay.
So this function is really important as all teachers are building their content and you don't want students to see it yet. Like this one, this is crossed out.
Yeah.
So that means when I click on student view, no one can actually see this, this module. And
Cool.
then this one, these are green checks with green clouds. That means they're viewable. And like Rebecca's, no one can see it. So later we'll see when we click that student view. My module, it's viewable already. So what you want to do is go to settings.
Okay, settings, right.
Under settings on the right-hand side, there's student view.
Oh, I see your video picture's in front of that. That's why I couldn't see it. Okay, it's up in the right-hand corner. Okay, very good.
Right.
Let me get
So, yeah, it's on a, if I bring it over, will you be able to see it?
Yes, okay. Perfect.
Good. So this is student view. However, this is in interactive screen. So if your screen is narrowed to some point, you don't see it on your right-hand side.
Cut off, yeah.
Yeah, and then scroll it all the way down to the bottom, and all those tabs becomes on the bottom. So you can do student view from there.
Oh,
So
cool.
it all depends on, this means when people are using their mobile device, this is also what's going to happen because the screen goes down to certain width. So if you bring it up wider, so this is student view. And then if I click on that module, and you will see that your module wasn't there.
Because it wasn't published, yeah.
Right, and Rose's, it's not there. And these are the only viewable ones.
Cool. That's a
So
good
this
job.
is, yeah, so this student view is important as you're building. You don't want to publish it until you're done. So this is one thing. I'm going to open one of the pages. Here are all the pages that's already in this course. We can just open another page.
Okay.
So this is what Dr. Clariana was talking about. You can actually do a recording right here if you want to do any recording from inside this module, inside a page.
While you're there, Grace, click the HTML editor too, in case they haven't seen that on the right hand.
This one?
Yeah.
Here. Yeah, when you click on that, it's HTML. Probably we want to go to a module that has something.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me cancel that. Let's go to a page, leave page.
Yeah, that's where you would leave. That's where you'd put the embed code or something like that if you were, yeah.
Right. So if I, like this one, I have put in some things in there. So for this one, I have given you the code to do all this. Because usually these, like this little eye, this little icon, these are all codes in there.
Oh.
So, and then this one is like click to reveal answer. So this kind of feature will be very good if you want to give students like practice samples, and you also want them to check if they're right. So
Yeah.
this kind of features would be very good.
That's HTML behind that, right? That click.
Yes, these are all HTML. So this is what students see. And then when you click that edit, this is a rich content editor. You can do any, like, changing the colors from here, like that, and then you save it. And then when you come back and you see the HTML code, that's where you go. So for example, if you really like the high answer, show answer, that kind of things, you just want to copy this part and then put it in your own content. But when you put it in your own content, you want to make sure you're doing it with the HTML part.
Cool.
Yeah. So I have included a lot of codes here for anyone who's interested to use the interactive content. So like this one, that's like buttons. This is button 1, and then this is button 2. So you just keep, if you want a lot of buttons here, just keep copying the same code and thing, and you can have like 3 or 5 or whatever number of codes. And then these things, they're all very useful, like questions. Here's the question, option 1, sorry, try again. So these would make the, would spice up some of the content.
Right, just you're reading along and all of a sudden you just say, let's stop and think, answer the question, just to get them to interact with it. And think.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yep.
Great, this is in the sandbox, right? Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So everything else, in announcement, you can practice to make an announcement. Just adding it there. You can choose, like, you want to delay posting. Say you want to write it now and then post it every Wednesday, so you can delay that kind of action. All these, it takes play around to get to know this tool. Yeah.
Did you notice that I had been using announcements in our course? I don't know if people notice it or not.
And then this is what you said, allow liking. So once you click that, and student can give their thumbs up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We may have to have this another session like this. Of course, 10 years on March 17th, right?
And this one actually, it's really cool. Practice. We'll just click on one of these. For assignments, I think Canvas really thought about IEP students, the students who need accommodations. So for this one, you can assign an assignment to everybody, and then this is add to another person, any specific person. So for example, for Johnny, he has IEP, and then we need to give 1.5 time accommodation. This you just say assign to Johnny, the student, and then give the different availability time. So this will also work for testing center, Pollock Testing Center. They would also use this accommodation when you assign this test to testing center.
Yeah, that's really good. I wanted to mention that the Zoom popped up at 30 minutes and said, you only have 10 minutes remaining. Would you like to upgrade to Zoom Pro? And now it's giving me a countdown showing we have 4 minutes left before we get to our 40 minutes.
Okay. So I guess people, whoever has questions as you play around, you can just write your question in Yammer, and then, yeah.
Thank you for offering that. We will too. And it might be asking you questions about the things that you have in the sandbox. That's probably the most effective way to do it. It's to look at something and then ask you about it. Or we'll try and copy your stuff into our modules and see how they work into our assignments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, guys. So one more thing before we have 3 minutes and 25 seconds left before we get to 40 minutes. Anything else? FaceTime here. It's always good to have a little FaceTime, I think.
Yeah.
Until their graduation, then. I know Grace, of course.
Do you want to see if you have a breakout feature for free sessions?
On Zoom,
Yeah.
where would it be?
Only you will be able to see that because we are not the host. You are. So on the bottom, if you hover over the Zoom screen,
Yep.
on the bottom you will see share screen, chat, record, and the next button would be.
Not there.
So if it's not there, then that means you can. So for free versions, we can do breakout sessions. Now we know.
Interesting. Well, that's a good thing to know. Well, but if everybody's got their own Zoom, we could just send people to to another Zoom then. Cool. Okay, well, I am going to kill the recording and let it probably has to process for a while. I've done this before, so it sits there thinking for a while. So good session. Thanks for joining us, and I'll send this email out to everybody else, and I think it turned out really well. I'll be very excited to see how it turns out as a recording. And of course, I'm on Yammer as much as I can be every morning, as much as I can be, and I'll answer any email questions and stuff. So thanks, Megan. We'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Thanks.